We back with the Twisted Tea 2, where we come to bring you those red reviews. Alright, now we're gonna dive right in. You know, we ain't wasting time. I appreciate y'all. Let's just say we diving into the AITA. Am I the a-hole today? Now, on this first review, we're gonna go into we're gonna first start to talk about how a person wrote pretty much, are they the asshole for refusing to close our marriage for the sake of the children? Alright, let's get to diving now. It says, I am a 27-year-old male. Would say I'm a bit of an awkward guy. I think my outward appearance can be, well, deceiving on that front. I do well in situations where there are well-established rules, like in work and business related interactions. Stand up, sit down, jump, run, go. Okay. When it comes to romance, I feel like I fall a little flat. I talk too long about things someone might not care about on first meeting. I ask too many questions, etc. Okay. My wife, a 28-year-old female, has been interested in opening up our relationship for a while. Okay, I was never against the idea, but she continually said she wanted me to try looking as well. I was happy just letting her have her own fun. But she said she only wanted to open things up if I was going out and meeting people too. She do know you a bit awkward, right? I'm just saying. I know she married you, but she gotta know. And I did. Met someone, that is. He's 31, male. Okay. Is so everything. He's witty, smart, got a sense of humor. Well, I'm genuinely obsessed with it. He's quiet and deliberate with his actions, and I'm really just overjoyed with the fact that I finally feel understood by someone. He seems to actually enjoy sex with me. Sex in new, innovative ways that I didn't ever consider possible 6 months ago. Yeah, well, duh, you was married to a woman. Of course you didn't find that shit possible 6 months ago. But more than that, he seems to actually enjoy being with me. Okay, getting to know me as a person. Shit, your wife might have opened up a can of worms she wasn't ready for, unless she was ready to let go too. My wife was having fun. I've gotten a lot of fulfillment out of this and gained a lot of confidence. That's why it was such a shock to me when she came to me and said she wanted to close our marriage again. She said this was a temporary agreement and she wanted to get serious about having children soon. Every time I think about agreeing to that, it feels like I'm losing something really important, like I'm shutting down this significant piece of myself. Eventually, I told her no. I'm not interested in closing our relationship. Now she's accusing me of being selfish and not caring about the future children. All right. Now, all right, just to be clear, these people don't have kids. All right, from what we've gathered, they don't actually have kids, but the wife was kind of like looking to have kids. And, well, before we get into some of these comments, listen, all right? Do I think you're the asshole? Yes and no, right? I think your wife's a bit of an asshole because she brought this up. It was her idea. because that's what she wanted, because, at that time in the relationship, she clearly wasn't getting something. And so she figured, well, let me do some new school shit and just say that we're in an open relationship, and that'll help me be able to do what I want to do, and hopefully he can do what he wants to do, and while he does that, everything will be okay. Now, I will say, it doesn't come as much of a surprise that after this was opened up, that now you choose to, you found something and or someone, and I don't know if she expected it to be another male that she was looking for, but you found that, and now you're enjoying that. And I'm going to be completely honest when I say this, but if that's what you're enjoying, and you're enjoying you and him, and him and him are having sexual encounters, and you're enjoying that with the guy, well, I'm going to be completely honest when I tell you that you probably never going to enjoy sex with your wife in the same manner, because she going to be thinking about what just happened there, right? And you're stuck into that. So no. I don't think that this will continue to work out itself. You all probably should just give it the fuck up. Also, considering how the husband is now seeming to have sex with, well, a man in new inventive ways from what he wrote, and that he has this new confidence. Now, I know that the wife, I don't know, actually. I ain't never met these motherfuckers, but I feel like the wife was trying to do this for a certain reason, and it backfired on her. Okay? What I took away from this, let's get into some of these comments. What I took away from this is that you don't feel understood by even your wife. And, well, she doesn't like to have sex with you. Pending further information, I would say that you guys are not meant for each other. Don't bring kids into this. I agree. I agree with you. Them motherfuckers is not meant for each other. What I took from this is that he would be better in a relationship with the new man instead of staying with his wife. Thank you. Yeah, I took that too. I'm just really overjoyed at the fact that I finally feel understood by someone. He seems to actually enjoy sex with me, right? That tells you right then and there that you, as a person, right, and your wife just aren't getting along. Like, in that regard, you all might be cool friends, but no, you ain't gonna be able to have a kid and expect this stuff to go far. You're just gonna bring a mess into a mess. Who would you rather lose, your wife or your new man? You're gonna end up having to pick. Valid point. This person said you're not the asshole, but your marriage is over. You'd rather be with your boyfriend than your wife and have kids with her. Divorce and move on. No kidding. People say boyfriend sounds amazing, and the ones are a bit naive. He can be perfect because there's no commitment. And it's a very good point. Not to mention, the first few months of everything, that's a honeymoon stage of green grass. This is a new experience for OP that should be approached with caution. When it comes to, of course, it's going to be exciting when it's new. I just said that. Even more when the connection fills a void. Yeah, that's true. The boyfriend could be there for a good time, not a long time. Yeah, we're going to get on to another situation, but reading into this one, man, listen. Realistically, all right, after you done figured this out, you better off swinging to the left. Put your shit in the box and keep it moving, because you like guys, right? You might have found her attractive, but clearly if she told you to go out, make friends and figure something out, and you didn't look for another girl to make friends with, you found that awkward and you went for a guy, bro, you like guys. All right, let's just call it how we fucking see it. You like guys, and you need to give up this relationship. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there because it's the truth. Please, everybody paying attention, don't forget, feel free to comment down below and let that motherfucker know what you think. It's just the way that it is. Now, all right, We got a young buck in this one. Let's see. It says, am I the asshole for being snarky when I wished my mom good luck getting me to ever trust her again? I will say, relationships between parents and kids, well, they kind of hard. I am 16 in therapy. My mom originally put me in therapy when I was 9. She had just married my stepdad. I wasn't exactly on board like she wanted me to be, and I wasn't open with getting close with him, so she decided I need therapy because I couldn't let go of my dad's death. Stopped me from embracing, because I couldn't let my dad's death go, and it stopped me from embracing new people in my life, or the chance that someone else might become dad to me. That's because, I'm going to be honest with you. If you and your father was close, like, let's be real, bro. Nobody's going to be able to fill that void. There may be somebody that comes in and teaches you some things and helps you out, but to fill that void, it's not going to happen. And, your mom, I get, like, look, all right, don't take this the wrong way, but sometimes females chase dick over their kids, all right? And look, it happens. And so your mom's over here like, I'm going to make this happen because this is what I want, because I enjoyed what I enjoyed with this person. In your best interest, I'll be honest, she didn't give a fuck about it. It's just how it works, all right? Now, and yes, unfortunately with the dad's death, it's going to stop you from meeting people and doing certain shit for a period of time, especially depending on how it weighs on you. It may never actually weigh on your mother the same because her feelings are different, She deal with her emotions a little differently, and she probably stopped giving a shit. And obviously, I don't know how long it goes when your dad died. We'll probably get into that as we continue to read, but it's a rough situation. Now, I was keeping my stepdad. I was keeping my stepdad at a distance because I didn't want to act like I was letting someone be my dad again. But therapy helped me see we could have had a relationship, that we could have a relationship, and he didn't have to be another dad. So it wasn't what my mom was looking for, but it meant some progress. I went for like a year, then back. I have an okay relationship with my stepdad, even though I was more open to a relationship with him. He pushed sometimes to be my dad, not my stepdad. Like when I was 11 for school, we had to do a project on our dads, and he was trying to tell me to do it with him. He actually took the assignment paper I brought home and wrote out all the answers for me, and he was pissed off and upset when I told him I'd already started in school and answered with stuff about my dad. Then another time he got this really huge promotion at work, and he took us out to celebrate. It was the 5th anniversary of my dad's death, and it wasn't like the best day for me because of that. And he said he hadn't expect me to be sad anymore while I had him. I told him it wasn't like he made up for my dad being dead. I could tell he didn't like that. And he said, not everyone gets 2 dads. Motherfucker, I ain't even have one. It's stuff like that where I don't think he gets it. I feel like he expected to be my dad and not my new one, but whoa. It's stuff like that when I don't think he gets it. And I feel like he expected to be my dad and not just my new one, but to essentially take over totally when I'm not supposed to miss dad because of him and stuff. A few months ago, mom told me she had noticed I was giving my stepdad a hard time and he wasn't feeling appreciated for being the dad who stepped up. Yo, bro, I hate to throw this shit out there at you, but Motherfucker, as a pops, you ain't gonna get fucking appreciated. So welcome to the real world, all right? When she told me I needed to go back to therapy, my therapist wanted me to journal, but I found it was weird. So she set me up with an app on my phone and a laptop where I could write notes about stuff and not journal. But she called it journaling. She asked me to mention it to my mom and let her and my stepdad know it's private and they shouldn't read it. I'm gonna be honest with you. If that's how you felt, then you shouldn't have said shit to them because those nosy motherfuckers might find a way in to read it. I used it more than I thought. I would, but last week my mom took my phone and my laptop and she and my stepdad looked through my notes I made for therapy. I told you. Then he got pissed about it because he didn't like my feelings on him or the way I saw our relationship. My mom lectured me for 3 days about it and we fought. The other day, then I got snarky with her and told her good luck getting me to trust her again because I wouldn't after she took my phone and laptops and looked through my notes. She argued that I had no right feeling the way I said they were private, not for her to read. I told her she's a bad mom and she's putting her husband before me, and this proved it. My grandpa, who lives with us, stepped in and he's trying to mediate, but my mom is angry. So I don't trust her. And, well, she didn't like my snark. Am I the asshole? All right. Okay. Young man, you going through a lot right now. All right. You're 16. Emotions are everywhere. And I'm going to be honest with you. You don't know how to deal with them. Okay? Because you're not supposed to know how to deal with them at 16, especially when your pops ain't around and your mama is over here hooking up with another person, bringing them into your life, and then expecting for you to just love on this motherfucker. Now listen, all right? It don't work that way. For y'all moms out there who think you can just replace somebody's dad with somebody else, that doesn't work, all right? We still think about that shit. We still got questions. We still got comments. And you know what? You damn right. We're going to feel some type of way about somebody else popping up. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, I realize that your pops passed away and then your mom went and got into a relationship. Now, from what we reading, you said that it was a 5-year passing from a time that you was taken out. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, see, it was the 5th anniversary of your dad's death. Right? Okay, you're 16 now. My mom originally put me in therapy when I was 9. She said she had just married my stepdad. All right, so look, let's do a little math. We're going to do some easy math here. Okay, this person said they're 16. They've been in therapy since they were 9, right? And there was a 5-year gap where his pops passed, right? So if he's 16 now, okay, he was placed in therapy when he was 9. So, I mean, I'm going to go with you as probably 6, 7 when your father passed. And I'm only thinking that because if, you was 9 when you started therapy, she wanted to get you to journal. At 11, you was doing school projects and then you had to go back in there and it made you remember some stuff. So it's like 5 years of your father passing. Yeah, man, you had to probably be, yeah. And if this was at 11, right, you were 9. Yeah, you was probably like 6 or 7 when that happened, right? So let's just say you were 7, okay, when your father passed. You were 9 when you went into therapy. So I guess the bigger question is, was your mother and your father together with you the whole time while you was a baby, right? Or were they already split? Because if they was already split, then she definitely doesn't give a fuck. If if they were together and she jumped into a relationship when you was like, 2 years or a year and a half after he passed away, again, like I said, they do a good job at she keeping up with the shit for herself. So now, The stepdad has, he's had some girl moments in this reading. Sounds like the stepdad needs his own therapist for his own insecurity, and your mom needs a reminder that boundaries are a thing. Absolutely. Okay, there's no way. I don't care what age you was. Actually, I do care about the age, but you were writing your feelings out and you were learning how to address that. And that is something that some people don't ever fucking learn. So big ups to you for it. The sad part is, like I had said when we was reading that, man, her nosy ass was going to go through that anyway because she working off her emotions. So her nosy ass was going through your stuff. And that's unfair to you because you're right. How do you trust? Right? I'm sure if you went through your mother's phone and found some stuff of her, she'd be pissed. Right? I'm sure if you posted up something of hers or went out your way to go through her stuff, she wouldn't be happy. Same thing with your stepfather. So, I think that all of these comments, when I go down here and read them, they're going to tell you that you ain't the asshole because at the end of the day, your parents, your mother, well, she was not putting you first, number one. And number two, you do not violate somebody's stuff like that. So she's untrustworthy, and what she did was a gross violation. Put locks on your devices. Also, stop going to therapy. I get the feeling she's feeding whatever you say to back to your parents. And that's very true, right? I mean, therapists, they can do that. And it's possible that she's feeding that back to your parent. And, at the end of the day, yeah, it's cool to be able to talk to somebody and discuss things with people about our feelings. But it isn't cool when they just ran and thrown in your face, okay? I'm not going to answer everyone's questioning this individual. Why would the therapist insist he tells his mom he's journaling and where to find the information? Why did other people need her information and then also tell her not to read what he's writing if this outcome wasn't the therapist's intention? That's why I said, I was like, the minute they started talking about that and sharing that, it's like, come on, you knew there was more to it. Yes, he can and should test her to verify. Ask her outright if their meetings are confidential or she's sharing information with the mother, etc. Because I'd be extremely wary of sharing anything I didn't want to get to them in the future. And you're right, because your feelings, they shouldn't look at you a certain way because they're fucking grown. And they should know how to be able to put their feelings behind and just teach you what you need to know, right? And if not, then they childish as fuck. Okay, your mom and your stepdad are the ones who need therapy to come to terms with the reality that they can't dictate your grievances or your relationships for your stepdad. It's true. It's true. Like, you can't be the person to tell someone you need to love them like this. You need to do this. You need to do that. I mean, the mom brought that person into life. You love that motherfucker, right? Did you even ask your child before you went and got in that relationship? Hey, can we get to know this person? Hey, I think I might want to marry this person. Hey, probably not. So don't expect for them to be on the same page as you. All right? Tell your therapist that you no longer want to journal at all because your mom and your stepdad took your device and are reading everything, little nosy fuckers. Now you are being lectured and punished for what you wrote. So you'll no longer be doing that. Then don't tell the therapist anything else. They can make you go, but they cannot make you speak. I was younger than you when I spent 8 sessions not saying a word. He would not swear to tell my parents anything, so he got no information. Study hard, do well in school, get a job, go to college, and then get away from your mom. You have no reason to trust her. A mother should put their kids first. She does it. She violated your privacy and she's punishing you for it and how you feel. Now that's just wrong. You don't have to tell her anything. And you know what? You right. You right. All right? I like it. Thanks for the advice y'all are giving this young man because it's right. I hope this young man is taking it in and going to do the right thing. Now, if you feel like you still need to go to therapy because you feel like it is helping you in other areas, I get it. But definitely pick and choose what you say wisely inside these meetings because me and everybody else that read this, we do feel like that therapist talking. All right? And, because of your age, you got a couple more years before that confidentiality thing and all the therapy thing can't get spoken back. So, I would do my best to making sure that none of it's going where you don't want it to go. And if it is, yo, just keep quiet. Unfortunately, know that sometimes the situations out of life that you go through only make you a better person if you allow it. And with that being said, we're going to chop up out of here, okay? I got another session to do in a few, but don't forget that, keep your head up, all right? Thank you for tuning into an episode of the Twisted Tea 2, where we come to you with some Reddit reads. Peace out.